Hey, Seven here. Um, I've been thinking about something, and somebody brought it up on a comment, and it made me think about it more, and it made me think that I should go ahead and make a video talking about what I think about it. What if we could make Fallout 76 good for everybody? Like, what if that could happen? I wish that at least part of this game was skill based. And what I mean by that is what it really comes down to is you go to an event and whoever has the fucking shit that does the biggest goddamn explosion or whoever has the Tesla rifle with the most perks, those are the people that garner the most of what there is to garner from an event rather than if you just show up, stand there present, and collect the rewards at the end and leave. You know, the things that are there to be garnered from an event during an event, like Radiation Rumble, let's use that for an example. A guy that goes in Radiation Rumble has an unfair advantage with a Tesla rifle over a guy with a lever gun. What I propose is that they make a change in the game where when you enter an event, when you're in an event zone and event's active, the way weapons work changes so that the only things that count in an event are direct hits. Meaning if you want to use a nuka launcher in an event, go ahead. But the only credit you're going to get on enemies at that event are the enemies that are directly struck with your nuka grenade before it explodes. You're not going to get anything from the splash damage. If you want to use a Tesla rifle at an event, cool, go ahead. But the only credit you're going to get is for the enemy that you directly strike with your lightning bolt. You won't get any credit for the chain effect. Like, I think all that shit should work the way that it works now in the rest of the game. You know, like if a guy wants to go play, you know, through the main story or whatever, in have those, you know, have those effects work and in that shit be that way to do that. I don't think they should change that whatsoever. But I think events should be skill based, not who has the coolest shit based. You know, and I mean, I don't want that to come from a point where, you know, I'm fucking whining because I'm not. I can carry a Tesla rifle. I can carry a nuka launcher. I have all these things. I've been here since the fucking beta. Like, it's not an issue of that. I'm not fucking complaining about me. I'm talking about everybody in this game. The guy that just picked this game up and he's level 15, you know, shows up in an event and gets fucking smeared out by everybody else, even though he might have the best reflexes out of anybody there and he might be on fucking point. His free aim skill might be fucking lit, but he's gonna get fucking mogged by some fucking douchebag with a fucking Tesla rifle. What the fuck is that about? It like that just doesn't make sense to me. Like that's not. I don't think that. I mean, I grant that Bethesda had no fucking experience going into this as far as how would you set up an MMO. I understand that. But I mean, I feel like at this point they'd understand, okay, some fucking thing in this game ought to be skill based. Okay? You know, and I mean, you could, it doesn't matter because you could take the same concept that garners you more, you know, just to be generic about it, let's say experience from events. You can apply that same thing in the raids. So it's not a matter of, well, if you don't want that, just go in the raid, you know, because that's another thing I get from people. It's like, well, if you're worried about experience, just go in the raid. And, you know, and they start making fucking ignorant comments that I'm like, inexperienced or low level or something. It's like, whatever, retard. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about everybody. When I'm in this game, I don't look around and see everybody's level 1,000 and knows what they're doing. You know, I watch a YouTuber that's playing this game and he doesn't do like events and play with other players. So he hasn't gotten to the point where he started to, everything's clicked yet. And he's still behind. He doesn't understand the meta, and like he gets his ass kicked by shit and stuff. And it makes me realize that we are all the fucking players. There's a lot of players that don't have the experience that we have and the knowledge that we have. And we're out here just fucking destroying them just by making better choices. Not because we're better players, but because we make better choices. I don't think it should be like that. I think that the player that has the best aim and the best reflexes and the best accuracy and that sort of shit should matter. I think, you know, things that are affected by your perception and your luck and your agility, like those things should matter. Like sneak should be something that does fucking work at events. And if you invested a bunch into your character and you're really good at sneaking, you should be able to have a better experience at the event because of that. You know, they can turn sneak off at an event, okay? They can tell you when you're leaving the event area. Okay, the framework exists to just have it so that these stupid advantages that these stupid weapons give don't work at events. Then you solve all the problems. Now players are reaping the rewards of skill, so that 75% of the players are just going to be happy with that off the bat. It solves the issue of the player that hates the guy using the nuke launcher at the event, you know, making his screen turn white, because now there's no sense to use it at the event, so people don't take the fucking stupid thing to the event. You know, maybe Bethesda should realize that, you know, if you give people stupid shit and then you incentivize using it at a stupid place, they're going to show up at the stupid place and use it. Okay, how about we just don't incentivize it? You know? The new fucking effect, which, I mean, I'll admit is cool, and I use it on the bow, where when you shoot something, your arrow arcs off and hits 3 or 4 different targets after that. And you depending on the level of the target, it'll kill 3 or 4 other things. You know, like I'll zip a super mutant and it'll take down 3 or 4 of them. I don't think that's how it should work at an event. I think that's how it should work if I'm just walking around the world and I happen to roam through Huntersville. That's exactly how it should work. But if I enter an infestation, that's not how it should work. It should work traditionally. Like, whoever I hit with my arrow directly, that's who I get credit for. That's how I think you make this game skill-based enough to satisfy anybody who's going to want to stick around with an MMO for a long period of time. And that's the problem that Bethesda has. You know, I go through, I can look, I shouldn't do, people say you shouldn't do this, but I'm going to fucking do it anyway. But I bring up my friends list, right? And there's players on here that I've got hundreds of hours with. There's players on here that I probably got 1,000 hours with. Most of these players I have not seen in a year. That's the problem that this game has. Because nothing is skill-based, you don't get players like me that stick around for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. You know, this isn't like ESO. You don't have that same level of retention because nothing is fucking skill-based. Okay? Let's just make events skill-based. Small change, huge impact. But anyways, down in the comments, let me know. Tell me you think I'm stupid. Tell me that's the dumbest idea you've ever heard. Or man up and just admit that it's a really, really great idea. But until the next one, I've been Seven.
Thanks for watching.